Good morning, Dennis Burns, Fire Behavior Analyst for California Interagency Incident Management Team 2 with your May 22nd update of the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon Fire, the East Zone. So today we're starting off with a little bit of clouds. We've had decent humidity recovery overnight and it's quite chilly. However, the cloud cover is supposed to clear off and it is going to dry out a little bit. Having said all that, we're not expecting any fire movement on our zone today. The crews pretty much have all this lined in, and they're just gridding it out, looking for any sources of heat to take care of those before we put black on the map. We're not expecting any movement from the west zone to us because of the work that the crews have been doing up there at the top of Division K. You may have heard that this is what we would call a really dirty burn, even though there's a red line across there. When that fire got active and burned out, it basically threw a bunch of spot fires out. So those crews have to go around, find those, and cut out each single one of those. So it's very labor intensive and it's going to take a little bit of time. So we're looking good there. So starting down at the bottom of the fire, this is Highway 434. Everything's looking really good in there. We've backhauled most of the equipment, pulled it off the line. What we're waiting for now is some chippers because we've brushed out a lot of stuff and it's along the road, and we've got to shred all that so it doesn't become a fire hazard later. Things are looking really good in Guadalupita. Yesterday afternoon, they found a few structures that hadn't been prepped in Sierra Bonita, so they're going to go back in there today and prep around those structures. Moving on up to Black Lake, Hidden Lake, Black Lake Mesa, and the resort. All the structure prep was pretty much completed in there, so they're feeling really good. And they've actually moved up, and the south side of Angel Fire have begun structure prep in there, and that's moving along really well. The line construction that we're doing along the ridge up here above Angel Fire and working all the way up to Highway 64, they have a continuous dozer line from this break here as a reference point. This is the Luna Fire Scar, all the way up to Highway 64. The dozer line is in. Now we're waiting for some logging equipment, and what we're going to do is remove some of the trees. We're going to create what's called a shaded fuel break, so we're not taking all the trees out, but it'll be enough that if the fire did potentially affect this area, we would have a place that we could stop the fire. Going further up the map on the other side of Highway 64, and I just forgot the name of this subdivision, we've actually got line up and around the structures in here. A piece of that line is hand line, and then it ties back into a road system and dozer line. That's all been completed. The crews are now evaluating how far to go north. Coming over where you can kind of see this Division TT area, well, actually, I'm sorry, bump up the map, the Division OO area where you see these R's. They're reinforcing this road system, and they've created a dozer line here. These are all contingency lines just because of the fire behavior that we've seen in the past. What we're trying to do is have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. So if the fire does force our hand, we have multiple areas where we could pick the fire up, even though we don't anticipate the fire getting to any of those areas. So that's your update for May 22nd, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.